Hi guys, your buddy Rorschach here. This is something a bit different for Sunday. This is Eagle comic. It's a comic aimed at boys mainly in the 1950s. This is 9th of May 1958. It ran from the 50s into the 60s. They brought it back in the 80s, but it kind of wasn't the same again. And I think it went out of business in the early 1990s. But it was initially started by an Anglican vicar. And he wanted to use the comic book to push, if you want to frame it that way, and traditional Christian morality and values, which he thought were in decline even in the 1950s. So he wanted some good masculine traditional role models for children to follow. So that's the entire point of Eagle. He left in 1959, just before the Cultural Revolution of the 1960s, and that poor vicar, he must have been devastated to see what happened in the 1960s, and our morality was just completely stripped away. And wow, look at what we got today, where Christianity has been completely decimated. All the church really is about now is open borders and social justice. It's an absolute disgrace. So he was fighting a good fight in the 1950s. So there was problems even back then. So these problems that we're dealing with today when we talk about the social justice stuff, it began a long time ago. Let's have a look at Eagle and see what children used to read in the 1950s, because this was massively successful. It sold, I think the first issue sold 900,000 copies. Imagine if any comic book sold 900,000 copies today. And this was just for UK people. Okay, so the first story then is Dan Dare. He's probably the most famous character of the book. He's a pilot of the future. He's a space explorer. He's handsome, he's cool, he's buff, he's what every kid wants to be. And this is about an alien invader. It was starting to cause trouble. They're jamming radars and stuff, so that would obviously indicate there's going to be some sort of invasion going on. Dan Dare's buddy sees this thing for a second, but then it disappears. So, oh no, what's going to happen next? Next story is about this guy called Mark Question. It's all about reconnecting with your family's past, really, your tradition, and feeling proud of who you are. He doesn't know who he is, and it seems like he's related to these Highlanders and champions. So it's awesome stuff about feeling proud of who you are. Next, we've got information from a BBC, I think he's a cameraman or presenter, behind the scenes stuff, which is really, really interesting. This advert. Basically, they're saying, buy the bike, and it's just like having a tank, so that's pretty funny. Information here about the tree bark beetle, which I did not know about, so I'm learning stuff reading this comic. There's a wonderful cash prize of a £5 note. What can you get for a fiver nowadays? Oh dear. It shows what's happened to our money, how it's been devalued. Anyway, there's some clues here. I'll just read this here. It says 25 Leicester Square, try 5 each way. Alf and Bet numbered, but said is out. And there we go. You got to work it out. What does this mean? It's something to do with alphabet and numbers and count 5, and then you'll get a letter, I think. But it's pretty complicated. You're going to have to, do a bit of thinking here to get a 5. Next, we have some masculine role models for the young kids, young boys. We've got a super buff discus thrower, a champion diver, and a rugby team. So these are the kind of men that young boys want to grow up to be. Strong, masculine, successful, high achievers. There's a comedy strip there. You've got a pictorial representation of the Battle of Little Bighorn with General Custer. So a historical story here about a battle that actually happened, all from the point of view of the of Custer. And there's no white guilt here, but he's a bad man. It's just no. This is what happened. There is no ideological agenda in the book. It's very objective. It's just this is what happened. This is what the man did. This is what he did. This is what they did. So you could say it's done by a Christian vicar, so he's pushing some sort of agenda on the kid. No, there isn't even any mention of Christianity in the entire book. This is all very objective stuff. It's just, this is how things were, I'm going to give you some information here. I respect that you've got your own mind. Make your own decision about the things. We're not trying to brainwash you here. This isn't the social justice stuff that you get in comic books today, which is all about empowering the various fiction groups on the left. This is just comics for kids, mostly hard, factual information. That's the one thing that we're missing today in our culture as a whole, facts. Because facts to the left are very dangerous. So we're coming into a post-fact era because, well, yeah, the left don't want to have any arguments when it comes to facts. It's all got to be about feelings anymore. Very feminised at the moment. Anyway, that's Google. There you go. This illustrates my point, really. All about facts. This isn't about going to church. This is about a three-wheels tractor and the key to all the numbered parts. Every single part here. Information about all of it. They're not pushing any agenda on you, are they? They're just giving you information. They're trying to make you more knowledgeable about the world. To be more interested in the world around you. There's no airy, fairy-feely ideological nonsense here. This is just all factual stuff. And we have like a boy's own adventure story here involving Egypt and the Eye of Horus. Another bit of boy's own adventuring with a young lad and his dad dealing with Highwayman. A community page here. You can get free tickets to the circus, to the cricket matches, all sort of pluses for being a member of the Eagle community. There's the editor actually talking directly to his readers. He's not pushing Christianity on his readers at all. It's not mentioned even once in the book. There he is. Is it Marcus Morris? He's a vicar, but you wouldn't know it reading this book. And this is the kind of youngster that the comic book is celebrating. This is what they want. Right, Edwin Venables then is the Silver Eagler of the Month. He's 12 years old, from Macclesfield, selected as Silver Eagle of the Month for a high level of initiative and service, which he showed when his father had to go into hospital recently. Edward at once took on the responsibility of looking after the dairy herd, young cattle and the pigs. This meant getting up before 6 o'clock, not just one day, but every day, and working really hard right up to the moment when he caught the school bus at 8:15. After a month in hospital, Edwin's father returned, but he was not yet fit to return to work. It remained to Edwin to keep things going, and that's what he did splendidly. Well done, Edwin. Yeah, that's what kids used to be like. They're not like that anymore, are they? We've got a page here which is really trying to encourage the kids to explore larger books. So this is, don't just look at the pretty pictures. You can read books as well. This is trying to encourage kids to, get library books out and read full books for themselves. We've got information here about how rubber was discovered by Christopher Columbus, and there's no white guilt at all. It's just, again, it's factual. It's facts. It's masculine. It's facts. It's not feelings, and it's just awesome. It's just totally awesome. Bit of stamp collection stuff. There's any stamp collectors out there still today? Get more comedy. Some adventures on the high seas. Boys' own stuff again. Strong masculine heroes. The boys obviously want to be when they grow up. Guys like that. Oh, look at this. This is all about a gas storage water heater. No, it's not boring. It is absolutely fascinating. Look at all these details here. Again, information, facts, not ideology. You get the fun here. That's fun. These are good moral characters who the boys are invited to admire because they are good people. And then we go back to the facts. So awesome stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. And there's an advert for Shreddies, which is actually the cereal I'm going to be having this morning. So at least one thing hasn't changed. We've still got Shreddies, if nothing else. And the last page here, on the back page of it, we've got the Happy Warrior. This is about Winston Churchill and their battle for Crete in World War II. So historical, factual information again. There we go. A book produced by a vicar. And throughout every single page of the entire book, there is not one single mention of Christianity at all. This is all about being a good person, standing up for your friends, working hard, learning, educating yourself, and a bit of adventure. Just being a decent, moral, strong, independent man. This is what Eagle was going for. It wasn't pushing any agenda on kids. It was just preparing young boys for adulthood and being decent members of the wider community. It's absolutely incredible that a comic book like this can't exist nowadays, and instead we get SJW Marvel. Wow, how far have we fallen? It's unbelievable when you go back to the 1950s and see something like this, and just look at the comic books today. It's a bit depressing, really, isn't it? But hey, the war isn't over. The culture war of the 1960s flipped things around, and they could be flipped back again. And we want a world of degeneracy, where the genders are confused, men are going MGTOW and women are going into feminism. Do we really want that? Or do we need to start to reconnect with our past and not bash people over the head with a Bible, but get back to the strong core of Christian morality, which was the backbone of our society and led us to great things, beating the Germans in World War II. Well, yeah, I'll end the video there. I think I said all I wanted to say about this book. Thanks for checking out the video. Have a great Sunday, and I'll be back on Monday. So cheers. Please like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. I'll be back. Take care. Later.